Students, we're back. We're going to do example 4 in this section 1.1, and this is our last example, and we're going to start to do some sketches. This may be hard for some of you this may be super easy. I always found the sketching part a little bit challenging, so if you're like me at all, we definitely can agree on this. But we do need to take some risks and try. And let's get into it. So the postulates that this time you're going to put into your electronic notebook or do your note cards or both is this. You've got 1-1-4, and what it says is if two lines intersect, then they intersect in exactly one point. Now this has an algebra tie-in. Okay, think back when we did lines. Now this would have been last December, January, February, okay? Think back, way back then, okay? We graphed systems of equations, and those equations were lines, as you may recall. And so if those lines intersected, they intersected at exactly one point. There are times when they don't intersect. Do you remember when lines cannot intersect? If you can remember that, I'd like to give you a bonus point, okay? So to help me remember, I'm going to write that out. Let me find some space here on the board. When do lines not intersect? Now I'm not going to say anything, okay? I'm not going to give you any hints. This is just we'll do a +1 on that one because it's inferring here if two lines intersect. So it's implying that there are times when they don't. So I'm asking you, my former algebra students, when do lines not intersect? Tell me when that happens, when they are unable to intersect. So if they do intersect, then they're going to intersect at exactly one point. So I want you to circle that because that's going to be pretty important. There is going to be a point of intersection. If they intersect, it's going to occur one time at one point. Now 1-1-5, if two planes intersect, this is cool, then they intersect and form exactly one line. So if two lines intersect, they crisscross at a point. If two planes intersect, they crisscross and form a line. That is really cool stuff, okay? Now, this is important too. We're going to use dashed lines to show hidden parts of a figure. Parts that are maybe behind something, but we want to create some depth and dimension to it, then we're going to show it using a dashed line. A dashed line will indicate the part of the figure that is not seen. Okay, so this is example 4. This is what I was talking about at the beginning of the video, is sketching figures. Some of you may be like, I don't like doing that, I'm not good at it. Some of you are very artistic and creative. I just want to challenge you. Just try. You might surprise yourself, okay? All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to, in example A, we're going to do a line intersecting a plane, but the line's not in the plane. So we've got to show it kind of popping through the plane. So when we do a plane, let's create, let's kind of do like a parallelogram looking shape. So it's nice and flat, okay? And I'm going to do just kind of like a scripty in there. It doesn't matter what you call it. A lot of our planes that we've been doing are R, so if you want to do R, go ahead. And I think your book does an R. I'll do an N just because I want to be different. And then we want to show a line that's going through it. Now, it can't be in the plane. So if it's in the plane, that's not okay. So one of the things you want to do is to create dimension. So I'm going to draw a point that's in the plane itself. There's the point of intersection, and we're going to kind of pop this line up through the center of it. So let's call that A. And then I'm going to use dash lines like this. It's a little off center, I apologize. Going that direction, and then we'll and if you want to name another point, you can. That's fine. You don't have to. And I'm just trying to show some dimension here, showing that, and I'm hoping that the dashed line, my dotted line, is showing, you know, the plane's lying flat like a plate, and then my line's coming up through the center of it, or near the center of it, is what I was trying to show here. So if I didn't do a good job, I'm so sorry. I'll demonstrate in class tomorrow if you need me to show it again, if I didn't do a really good job. All right, letter B to me is a little bit harder. It's asking us to intersect two planes along a line, okay? I'm more inclined to go ahead and drawing the two planes. If you'd like to color code, if that would make it easier for you to color code, then let's do that. So two planes that are intersecting, maybe what we should do is kind of form like a little bit of an X, I guess. Like kind of, let's see if I can do it a good job. Okay, so let's say I've got this one angled this way, and then I'm going to change colors. Let's go to red, and then I want to do another one kind of popping through it. So let's see here. Like I said, this is always a challenge for me, so if you'll forgive me for not doing a good job, I would appreciate the grace in this. So this will kind of show through here, and then I'll need to kind of dash this the rest of the way. There we go. Okay, and then the hidden one on the other one, let me get my eraser up here because I do need to do some dashed on this other one, so I'm going to just kind of erase a little bit here and there in the parts that we can't see. Okay, and then, of course, this doesn't look anything like the book, which is so sad. I just hate that it doesn't. And the line of intersection is going to be, you know, right there. I kept it in red. I didn't mean for that, but that's where the point of intersection would be. It's going to be a little bit easier for you to see if you look at it in your book than my drawing, since I don't draw so well. But it's really okay. I think you'll be able to figure it out. Once you see the picture, go, oh, I see where it intersects, okay? And I'm happy to try that again. Let me switch back colors a little bit. And this time, let's try just drawing the line like this. And then we can construct around that. So we could do, here's the left side of this thing, okay? And then this one. It's looking good so far. I'm not butchering it too bad. This was always my hardest part in school, was drawing these things. As you can see, I'm really struggling. And some of you are probably like, what's so hard about this, Mrs. Thompson? And now you know what's so hard about it. And Mrs. Thompson doesn't see all that stuff very well. Okay. So there we go. It's looking a little bit better. We'll get it. There we go. Okay. So I don't know. Maybe the second one's a little bit better than the first one. Maybe drawing that line would be a better idea first, knowing that the two planes are going to form the line according to 1-1-5, and you can that could be your starting spot. All right. Letter C. Two lines intersect in a point. In a plane, but only one of the lines lies in the plane. Okay, so it probably stands to reason we should draw the plane first, would be my guess. Okay, that's probably how I would proceed with that. We'll call that plane R. And then we're going to have one point or one line that's actually in the plane. So I'm going to go ahead and put that line in the plane and not show any dashed areas, because I don't want to indicate any kind of depth. I want to show that it's flat on the plane with it. So no dashed lines. Then my second line, I can kind of do through the center of it. You can do it at any angle. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to do it at this angle, I think. And then showing depth, let's create some dashed lines here. Okay? And I don't know. Let's see what you got. You do it on your own. I demonstrated it, but some of you draw 10 times better than I do. So I just applaud myself for trying. That if nothing else I tried, I hopefully maybe looking in your textbook and seeing the examples would be a little bit better. So anyway, that's example 4. If you have any questions, let's talk about it in class tomorrow, okay? Thanks for listening.